Ever wondered how many stars are in the sky or grains of sand on a beach? It all starts with understanding numbers and counting. Numbers, they're everywhere, aren't they? They're in the pages of the book you're reading, the time you wake up, the number of steps you walk each day, and even in the ingredients of your favorite recipe. They are the silent language that helps us make sense of the world around us. Whether you're calculating the cost of your groceries, measuring ingredients for a recipe, or figuring out how many minutes are left in your favorite movie, numbers are there, aiding us every step of the way. They're not just digits, they're our helpers, our guides. They help us count, measure, and understand. So, are you ready to dive into the world of numbers? But before we proceed, do follow our YouTube channel to continue getting free content. Numbers, they are everywhere. But what exactly is a number? A number, in its simplest form, is a mathematical object used to count, measure, and label. They are the backbone of all things mathematical and scientific, and they play a significant role in our daily lives. So let's dive deeper and explore the different types of numbers. First up, we have natural numbers. These are the numbers we first learn as children, the counting numbers, starting from 1 and going up to infinity. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all examples of natural numbers. They are the simplest type of number and form the basis of all other numbers. Next we have whole numbers. These are just like natural numbers but with the addition of 0. That's right, 0 is a whole number. It represents the absence of quantity, the concept of nothingness. Now let's move on to real numbers. Real numbers are, well, real. They are numbers that can be found on the number line. This includes all the natural numbers, whole numbers, and also the fractions and decimals. If you can point to it on a number line, it's a real number, but wait, there's more. We also have positive and negative numbers. Positive numbers are those that are greater than 0. They are on the right side of the 0 on the number line. Negative numbers, on the other hand, are less than 0. They represent a deficit or a loss, and are found on the left side of the 0 on the number line. So, you see, numbers are not just random symbols we write down. They have meaning, they have purpose. They help us quantify the world around us. They help us measure, count, and keep track of things. They help us understand patterns and relationships. Numbers are not just symbols, they represent quantities and help us make sense of the world around us. From numbers, we move to counting. Counting seems simple, right? But there's more to it than you might think. Now let's dive into the art of counting. It all begins with 0. That's right, 0 is the launch pad. Without it, we'd be stuck before we even started. From there, we move to the number 1, then 2, and so on, in a sequence that stretches onwards, reaching towards infinity. Counting is a bit like climbing a ladder. Each number is a rung that takes us one step higher. The beauty of it lies in the sequence. It's predictable and reliable. If you're at 3, you know 4 is next. If you're at 20, 21 is waiting for you. But why is this sequence so important? Well, it's the backbone of so many things we do. When we count the change in our pockets, the hours in our day, or the stars in the sky, we're using this sequence. It's like a golden thread running through our lives, connecting all those different moments. And here's the exciting part, this sequence forms the basis for addition and subtraction. When we add, we're moving forward in the sequence, climbing up the ladder. If we have 3 apples and we add 2 more, we move 2 rungs up from 3 to reach 5. Subtraction, on the other hand, is like climbing down the ladder. If we start with 5 apples and eat 2, we move 2 rungs down from 5 to land on 3. It's all about navigating this sequence, moving up and down the ladder. So counting is not just a simple task of reciting numbers. It's a journey, an exploration of the number line. It's a way of understanding the world around us, a tool for making sense of quantities and changes. And like any journey, it gets easier with practice. The more you count, the better you'll get at it. You'll start to see patterns, to understand the relationships between numbers. You'll become a true explorer of the numeric world. Counting is the first step towards understanding more complex mathematical concepts, so keep practicing. Now that we understand numbers and counting, it's time to learn about time. Time is a fundamental concept we encounter every day. We use it to schedule our activities, to know when to eat, when to sleep, and of course, when to tune in to our favorite YouTube channels. The way we express time can be quite varied, but we'll focus on using digital and analog clocks. A digital clock, as the name suggests, displays time digitally, in numbers. It's straightforward and simple. If the screen reads 8:25, it means it's 25 minutes past 8. If it reads 15:45, we're looking at a 24-hour clock and it means it's 45 minutes past 15, or in 12-hour format, it's a quarter to 4 in the afternoon. The analog clock, on the other hand, is a bit more artistic, with its rotating hands pointing to the hours and minutes. The big hand points to the minutes, and the small hand points to the hours. When the big hand is on the 12 and the small hand is on the 1, it's 1 o'clock. When the big hand is on the 6 and the small hand is on the 3, it's 3:30. The second hand, which moves the fastest, counts the seconds. Now, let's talk about the 12-hour and 24-hour formats. The 12-hour format divides the day into two periods. AM and PM. AM stands for ante meridiem, which is Latin for before midday, and PM stands for post meridiem, after midday. So 8 AM is 8 in the morning, while 8 PM is 8 in the evening. The 24-hour format, on the other hand, counts the hours continuously from 0 to 23. Midnight is 0 or 24, and midday is 12. This format is commonly used in military and transportation settings to avoid any confusion. And there we have it. We've taken a brief journey through time, learning how to read it in different formats and on different clocks. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep practicing telling time. Dates are essential. They help us remember birthdays, anniversaries, and appointments. But how do we talk about dates in English? Well, dates are usually expressed by mentioning the day followed by the month and then the year. For instance, the 17th day of April in the year 2024. However, there's a twist. Depending on which side of the Atlantic you're on, the format may be different. In American English, we usually say the month before the day, so today would be April 17th, 2024. However, in British English, the day comes before the month, making it the 17th of April, 2024. Quite a difference, isn't it? Now you might be wondering about the days of the week. From Monday to Sunday, each day has a unique name. It's important to remember these names as they are commonly used when talking about dates. For example, you might say, I have a meeting on Thursday, April 17th. And of course, we can't forget about the months. Starting with January and ending in December, each of the 12 months of the year has its own distinct name. So when you're talking about a date, you'll say the name of the month, such as, I was born in July. Finally, years are usually spoken in two parts. For example, 2024 is spoken as 2024, not 2024. However, for years before 2000, we usually say them in hundreds. For instance, 1985 is 1985, not 1985. So let's put it all together. If you're in America, today's date is Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. But if you're in Britain, it's Wednesday the 17th of April, 2024. And that's how you talk about dates. Keep practicing, and soon it will become second nature. And there you have it, a quick guide to understanding numbers, counting, telling time, and talking about dates. We've embarked on a journey from the simple concept of numbers, exploring their significance and use in our everyday lives. We've learned the art of counting, a skill that underpins many aspects of our daily routines and tasks. We've also delved into telling time, an essential skill in our fast-paced world. And finally, we've navigated the fascinating realm of dates, understanding how they punctuate our lives, marking significant moments and events. But remember, this is just the beginning. Practice makes perfect. So try to incorporate these skills into your daily routine. Play around with numbers, count items around you, look at the clock and try to tell the time, talk about dates and significant events. Remember, numbers are all around us. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep counting. Until next time, goodbye, and take care.